Great to be back. Alrighty, this is a quick one. Hold on, here we go. Mark chapter 10, 46 through 52. As Jesus was leaving Jericho with his disciples and a sizable crowd, Bartimaeus, a blind man, the son of Timaeus, sat by the roadside begging. On hearing that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to cry out and say, "Jesus, Son of David, have pity on me." And many rebuked him, telling him to be silent. But he kept calling out all the more, "Son of David, have pity on me." Jesus stopped and said, "Call him." So they called the blind man, saying to him, "Take courage, get up. Jesus is calling you." He threw aside his cloak, sprang up, and came to Jesus. Jesus said to him in reply, "What do you want me to do for you?" The blind man replied to him, "Master, I want to see." Jesus told him, "Go your way. Your faith has saved you." Immediately he received his sight and followed him on the way. How many miracles does Jesus do? I mean, thousands and thousands. But what I love here is here's this blind man sitting over on, by a tree, hearing Jesus is coming and just starts screaming, "Jesus, Jesus, have pity on me. Save me. Help me see. Have mercy on me." People are looking at him saying, "Dude, all right already. You can't even see. You're sitting over here by a tree. He doesn't know you're over here. Be quiet." But he doesn't. "Jesus, Son of David, have pity on me." And so finally Jesus says, Come here. What do you wish?" "I want to see." Boom, done. And it's because of your faith. And what does that mean? We can't just pray when we need something, when we want something, and just when we don't get it on our timeline, we say, "All right, I'm out, I'm done." I lived 42 years that way. I would just one way be asking God for a bunch of stuff. "Hey, God, can you give me this job? Hey, God, in college, can I pass this test? Because, I was out partying all night and I really can't tell my dad I failed another course. Hey, God, can you help this sick person out? Hey, God, help, help, help." But then that's it. He doesn't hear from me for a year, another 6 months, whatever. That is not persistent prayer and a consistent relationship. We put more into our relationships with our family, our husbands, our spouses, our parents, than we do with the one who created us and who is actually going to get us into heaven if we have faith and build that loving relationship with him. Have faith that Jesus will do things for you, especially miracles. We see them all the time. I think I've mentioned this before, but we have 10,000 saints in the Catholic Church, plus. Each one of those saints has to perform 2 miracles. One to be beatified, and the second one to be canonized. So God works through us. We can also be saints and do miracles for people. That's what happened through Peter when he brought Tabitha up from the dead. Back from the dead, I should say. There are so many things that can be done with God. We just need to be persistent and continue to build that relationship. If you haven't started, start now. But you have to ask. You have to open up the door. And you have to be consistent and persistent and know that what you want may not be what's good for you. I remember I was praying like mad. I was in my faith journey. I had faith. I'm sitting in adoration, praying for days, months for this job. I desperately wanted this job. And about 3 months in, it was a long interview process. 3 months in, I felt this calmness from the Lord. Basically, I felt, okay, maybe this job isn't for me. Maybe this isn't what I'm called to do. After months of sitting in there on my knees, begging for that job, as if it was the last thing ever, I would die without it, He gives me this calming peace, saying, probably not the right thing for you. Turns out I did not get that job. And hindsight being 2020, of course, I am so happy that I did not get that job. Even though I prayed and prayed and prayed to get it, God knew it wasn't right for me and finally told me. I remember telling my husband when I came home from adoration that day that Jesus said, this probably isn't the right thing for you. And he looked at me almost like I was losing my mind, saying, are you kidding me? That's all you've obsessed about and talked about and prayed about is getting this job. And now you're cool with it? I said, yeah, I'm more than cool with it. It's not right for me. And when I didn't get the job, I wasn't even disappointed. And that is how God works miracles in your life. While I'm not a blind person who can see, I feel like I am a blind person who can see. I now see how to live my life with Jesus, how to pray and how to build that relationship and hear and grab his hand and let him lead me. I can now see. I can now hear. I can now speak about our faith. And it's amazing. And everybody needs this. Everybody needs this. So be persistent. Keep praying. Keep asking God to help you with whatever you are struggling with and whatever needs and desires are on your heart. He's there every second of the day. He knows what's deep in your heart. You just have to open the door and invite him in. That's what you're supposed to do this week. That is your weekly challenge. All right. Have a blessed and inspired day. I can't wait to talk to you next time. Take care.